My signature's a mess.
It might have been there and it looked like a blank.
Well, not so far I see it, but.
It's late in my brain.
Deb, here's a hard copy. Anybody else wants to see it down there?
I hear you.
Printed some off just in case.
I saw a blank and it won there.
I think I got them all.
We have to sign off on that.
I don't know, maybe Brooke should take
to
another
read.
look at them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I need like time for this. Okay, Deb, you're a speed reader.
Kingsbridge, kind of a cool name.
So where's this at?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Kingsbridge.
Oh, Knollwood area.
Yeah, it's up there behind kind of Astral, the new.
Oh, okay.
Up there
We're
behind
just,
what?
I'm guessing we're
Astral.
just signing one
Astral,
of these,
the
right?
old,
No wood.
Like the new
Oh, okay.
old person's place.
Brooke may have. The
Retirement.
new old
Assisted-
The
person.
new old person's
assisted
place.
living or whatever it is.
I don't
Chip?
think that's really correct.
How
but
does the
whatever.
math work out if they're not doing the, be quiet and wait a
I'll
minute?
talk about that in a second.
Okay.
So if you'll, okay, this is the overall, what it looks like here. So this is coming in. Matter of fact, this is there now. Road is, if you're driving up there, you'll see they have the sign.
Okay, I'd like to call to order
Knollwood.
Park Board meeting for Thursday, April 18th. Announcements and public
Right
comments.
there now.
Yes. Okay.
None? Moving on, consent agenda, approval of meeting minutes from March 21. Has everybody had a chance to look at them?
I move that we approve the agenda from March 21, 2024.
The minutes, yes. Second.
All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So moved. April claims. Is there a motion to accept the April claims?
Yes, I move that we accept the April claims.
I second.
All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Human Resources Report.
Well, so even kids that we hire in the concession stand have to have a drug test.
Everybody.
My tablet's not doing anything. What else do I do?
Here, Deb.
I don't know.
Or dip.
Give me, I'll take yours. I'll beat on it a little bit here.
Okay.
She pushed the wrong button.
I pushed the right button.
Yeah, what you're seeing is just, we're bringing on part-time staff for the
Yeah.
summer.
I move we approve the Human Resources Report
Okay, second that.
with all those new smiling faces. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
I
Old business, the Active Adult Center project update.
Just wanted to give you a little bit of update where we are. I did have to present to the city council on Monday night to reappropriate the $5 million for the project. We went through 4 cost studies in the last, since October, really. Started, the initial cost that we got for the facility that was originally designed was about 6.5 or 7 million. Obviously not within our budget. So we went and redid a lot of stuff, redid a lot of material costs in, from red brick to something different. Didn't really downsize the building, but we just changed what we were using, like HVAC systems and all those kind of things. The latest cost estimate that we have gotten from the architect and their cost study was about 4.8 million. The bid opening is the 13th of May, so I guess we'll know then. So I do know that 7 contractors have pulled the plans as of Monday. to bid on it, so. There is a pre-bid meeting, I believe, it's a week from today. It's next Thursday. So that will really be our first glimpse of who might bid on this, because they'll probably be at that meeting, so. I got some pictures for you. I know everybody, if you're a visual learner, you like pictures, so I guess you can, they're both sided, some of them are.
Oh,
Not those first three. But gives you an idea of what kind of,
nice.
what it will look like, and if there's been a tweak since you last saw it, you'll see it visually there. I'm trying to think what else. I didn't get very many questions at the city council meeting about reappropriating the money.
He's already seen it.
Yeah, anytime.
Will we,
Where's the
when
dining
this
hall?
center is open,
Is that
will
all
we
have is the
have
dining
additional
hall? Oh,
staff
he's
to
got a
clean it?
bunch still.
We're gonna need additional staff, yeah. One, Rock and I have already had this discussion. We'll need a full-time custodian over there, and we'll probably need, if you recall, our senior center director used to be full-time over there, and then now it's part-time. I think we'll have to go back to full-time with this, so. I anticipate a lot more going on, because they have more space to do more stuff too, so.
Is this a theater?
It is, that's one of the pictures of it, yeah.
Will the dining hall be available for the public to rent?
It is. This building is designed for, obviously, it's designed for an active adult center. We also designed it for, rental income, like it does now, so, it has been designed for that. It's also been designed, obviously, for our town players, performances and those kind of things too. So it really is a multi-purpose facility, really, so.
I like the signage.
These might be what we saw before.
I like looking at the pictures, imagining that it's gonna sit on that same existing site, so. Gonna look a little different.
Lots.
Lots different.
When does demolition begin?
Great question. So if all the bids go as we hope they will, the city council or Board of Works will actually approve moving forward with a contract on the 20th of May. I figured it would take a few weeks for a contractor to get mobilized, but I would think in June, you'll start to see it come down. And then I don't anticipate it being done probably until August or September probably of '25. So take a little over a year to build probably.
Yeah.
So does the same contractor do the demolition and destruction and then build, the same contractor build the new one?
No, they'll get all kinds of different subcontractors
Yeah.
that will do all those specialty item things. I think we just had somebody wanting to go look at it today for the demo part.
But the major contractor hires those
Yeah.
subcontractors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be a major contractor, and that hell, they could end up with 20 subcontractors, all different specialties, electrical and all kinds of different stuff, so.
Well, facing which way there?
So this is, that's that, no, Water Street is this way right here. Where the blue car is the intersection now. So this is their train tracks are right here.
Okay.
So what you're looking at now, that's a good question. This is actually what you think is the front of the building right now, where the big sign is, where that huge active adult center sign is probably sitting pretty close to this.
Oh,
So the technical front of this building will be what we know as the backside now, as the parking lot side.
Oh, that's gonna be the front of
Yeah, but they'll both look like the front, so that's what's nice about it. It really looks like two fronts. So,
two fronts.
yeah.
seems like there'd be more noise though here on the street. For any outdoor concert or whatever, but.
This is what we know as the front now, correct?
That is, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it it's a raised stage?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have a curtain
It does, yep.
and a green room and wings?
It does, yeah. Actually, that is on here. I'll show it to you in a second. Maybe display on the back of this one. Yeah. So this is the, let's look at it this way. This is the theater here, and you see it's got, you can't read them, but like there's a men's and a women's, and then 2 dressing rooms back here. There's like a hallway that runs around the back of it, so.
Gotcha.
The other thing that's nice about this is like where they have the dinners and stuff now. There's a double door right here that opens it up, so it gets really big. This will feel like one big room then.
But this wall is permanent.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you do rent it for, let's say, a dinner, this is a warming kitchen. So they have their own kitchen over here, but if you rent it, then you have a little warming area right here to do stuff, so.
So we've gotten input from all the senior people about their
Yeah.
wants and needs and
Yep.
desires.
Yeah, we met with them several times. We met with the staff several times. Brock literally just met with them yesterday for one final time to make sure. We've met with our town players. We've met with everybody we can think of to try to include everything we can include. So.
Cool. Eclipse Festival update, final update.
I do have a preliminary, so don't hand this out to the Daily Journal yet. Les, if you want to see one, you can. Because I know the Daily Journal has asked me 2 or 3 times about this, and one of the reasons why I have not given it to him yet is it's not done. But it's almost done, so I at least want you to look at it so you don't have to wait a month. We've compiled, so obviously what you see at the top is revenue on the, kind of on the left. We got revenue from a few different sources for this. We did a vendor fair that was kind of up on Jackson Street if you were there that day. There were 10 booths, so they were charged at $100, so that was $1,000. The food vendors, there were 19 at $150, so that's that number. We sold some Eclipse merchandise. You'll see we sold $5,123 of it. Some people in the room made that stuff by hand. By the way, I should tell you, Lauren, get up and introduce yourself real quick. This is Lauren. Lauren, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm the parks intern for another week.
We finally got her here, though.
But
Lauren's and I used to get ready to graduate, so. But she's been with us since January, and I wasn't joking. She made, we made custom bracelets that she's, literally handmade for months. But we made $523, or $5,123. The beer and wine sales for those 3 days was $18,114. And then we got a grant from Festival Country for $15,000. And then what you see in the purple, I want to address with you. The purple were expenses that we had at this event that the city paid for. So I wanted to make sure that you saw that we did have those $23,000 worth of expenses that we didn't necessarily pay for, okay? Like the Board of Works would have paid for, or somebody else would have paid for. Then you see the expenses. There's all kinds of different things on there, the band, the sound. We had some lawn games, we had a DJ for 2 days. The hot air balloon rides, you obviously didn't get to do because we had to cancel it because of the wind, but we still had to pay them. So, but the cool thing is they allowed us to reschedule it at a different event that we have coming up. So they're going to be there for the car cruise in that we're having on June the 6th, I believe. What day? June 6th or 8th, I can't remember. One of them. So they're going to come and do it that day. Did a photo booth, face painting, staff shirts is that all the city staff that worked on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday all had all had coordinating shirts. I'll get you one if you want. We bought some Eclipse posters to advertise. you see that obviously when we made $18,000, we didn't make all the $18,000. The Elks and Shell Creek obviously are paid their percentage of the alcohol that they sold. If you recall, the alcohol and wine is $6. They keep 5, we keep 1. So what that come out to be on our shares, actually $3,019, and then there was their shares. You saw we had 125 porta potties and 15 hand washing stations. There's the price for those. Bought some fencing supplies. We had some banners that went up on light poles. The Eclipse merchandise that we sold was $19.25 that we made $51.23 on. There's the staffing costs for that Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So full-time overtime was $11,242. And then we had some part-time staff work that was $17.73. The one thing I don't have yet is that we're compiling, because Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we fed our staff that had to work all day. So we're compiling those numbers. Like on Monday, for example, all the city employees that worked, we had a cookout. So, obviously you couldn't leave because you were working. So we had a cookout for all the city employees. We'll have that number. We'll plug it in as soon as we get it. Depending on what that number is, it's pretty close to breaking even from a park standpoint, because of the city paid for the $23,000 in the purple. So once we get, I'll have it to you next month with the, because I'm sure there's one or two things that are not on our radar screen that will pop up on here too. So I don't know what they are, but they're probably out there.
So how do we compensate salaried staff who work those long hours?
There's only 2 in the department. That's me and Rock.
Everybody else is.
Everybody gets full-time but us, yeah. And then we get comp time, so
Okay.
we just take it off some other times. Rock doesn't, I do, though. Rock turns back hundreds of hours a year, and I don't do that, though.
That would be not a good work-life balance.
I try to tell him.
Depends on what your life is at home.
Okay.
I'm just teasing.
I know.
Scratch that from the record.
I'm sure
It's
there's
like televised.
all kinds of debate about, crowd sizes and all those kind of things. From our perspective at the amphitheater, I thought it was great. I mean, if you were down there, sure, if you took a drone footage at 9 o'clock in the morning, it looked like there were 15 people there. But if you took it at 2 o'clock, there were several thousand people there. So from our standpoint, it was great. We got the best of both worlds. We didn't have clogged roads. But everybody had a good time. We saw all kinds of people from all over the country. I was there early one day talking to people from North Carolina and Nashville, Tennessee that drove that day, got in their car that morning and drove here. So, I thought it was great from a park standpoint, so.
I loved the map with the
Yeah.
pins.
I know.
That was very cool.
I love that too.
You look at the numbers and you think, oh, we didn't make any money, but I don't know that you could see the numbers of the long-term effect of the impact that was made
Yeah.
from the visitor's standpoint.
And I hate to break this news to live on TV, but our events usually don't make money. So I hate to disappoint everybody. But if we break even, that's success to us. So we're not really in it for profit. So
Do you have the numbers from the AI or?
so I did see that Festival Country did release some numbers from that. What she's talking about is the Festival Country has bought software that will track basic people's cell phone usage when they're in a certain area. And I believe that if I read that the county had 100,000 people. And I think Franklin had more than most because we had more organized activities that day too. So I'll get some specific numbers just for Franklin. But there again, I was very pleased with how it went. I know our event staff was very pleased. So.
I also like the staff shirts.
I know they were
Easy to find
tie-dyed,
someone.
right?
Well,
Well, one day was.
Oh, yeah, that's
different
them.
colors
They were
each day,
different
so that
ones,
you could
yeah.
find someone that actually
cool.
knew what was going on.
Yeah, true.
We'll see if we have any extra. We'll
One of them was half
get your way. So.
Cool.
coral.
I'm sure we do.
I still think it was
Yeah.
very professional and
Deb would look good in one of those in her pool.
Yes, I would. I would enjoy it.
So there again, like I said, you got to remember I have a different perspective than most people do at events. You know, I'm looking at different things than other people are looking at. So, you know, maybe if you're on City of Franklin chat, maybe you had a different view than I did. But unfortunately, when it comes to parks, my view counts. So,
Don't look at it.
right, Les?
I was personally blamed
You were. I
Yes, you
saw.
were.
of the event. I scared all the people.
It was all Les's fault. Yeah.
Such power.
I'm sorry.
New business. Kingsbridge Park Development Agreement.
Yeah, so I had a discussion with Joanna maybe 2 months ago. And the discussion was that Kingsbridge was getting ready to start pulling building permits. And then I recall that a year ago, because it's been almost exactly a year, that they were before the park board and wanted to waive the park impact fees to put in this park. And I got to thinking, wow, that's great, but I never got that in writing from anybody. So we got it in writing. Lynn and Joanne and I worked to get this all in writing, and Lynn did a great job of working with their attorney to get it all, I guess, legalized. So if you're not going to remember from a year ago, but they basically committed to do 4 things. If you've read this, one is to put in a parking lot for 25 to 30 parking spaces in this new park. So if you'll picture something very similar to when you drive into Blue Heron Park, for example, they agreed to put a playground in that Deb just asked earlier. We'll pick out the playground. And they also agreed to put in the playground surfacing as well, because that can get expensive. They committed to put it in a dog park, and then they agreed to put a 10-foot trail that connects a lot of stuff into the community. I had Mark from the engineering department here in the city do an engineer's estimate, because what Michelle was just asking is, well, are we getting apples to apples? The parking impact fees would be about $250,000, and Mark's estimate with all this infrastructure was about $370,000. So we are getting more bang for our buck by doing this. I don't think this is the final look of the park. I think this is what they've committed to doing. If you recall last year, if you happen to remember looking at this picture, there was some pickleball courts and a basketball court on the same layout. That's something we'll come back and do ourselves afterward. So, but I did want to let you know, I mean, if you drove up 31, you see the entrance. It's already went in. I believe they're getting ready to pull building permits anytime, so.
What's the price range of homes?
I don't know. I'm guessing 300,000 plus.
Okay.
It's Lennar, I believe, is who it is, and I don't think they've.
It's Lennar.
Obviously, I don't think they've built in Franklin yet. So this is their first development. So. You moving? I was gonna say, I'll buy your house.
Get
Thought-
mine.
Thought I had an inside track there for a minute. Other than that, I would just want to get, Lynn did work with their attorney on this, so obviously I didn't write it, Lynn wrote it. And then, there again, thanks to Joanna from the planning department for, she did a lot of work on this too, so. I should also tell you timing. This is not going to be built, I believe it's in here somewhere until their phase 2 of this, so it's not going to go in there in this initial phase. So this is not, obviously it's not going to be built this year, this park. It's either going to be in 25 or 26 when you'll see this go in, so. Which, to be quite honest with you, is good timing for us because our bond that we have for parks will need to be renewed in about 26. So we'll have funds to actually put in a pickleball court and that kind of stuff. So the timing works good for us too. So.
I move we approve the Kingsbridge Park Development Agreement.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye. Brooke, do you have an original you need us to sign, or? Oh,
I've got it.
gotcha.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Moving on to reports, department reports. AMP concert Friday, May 10th, Stella Luna and the Satellites.
Yeah, so obviously our concert series started during the eclipse, but this will be the second one. So it's coming up on May the 10th, which is a little bit earlier than we normally do. Obviously, the first two are earlier than we normally do. But yeah, it's coming up, so.
And the Aquatic Center startup is scheduled for April 29th, and May 18th is opening day.
Yeah, so that's, believe it or not, that's exactly a month from today. It'll have water in it this time next week, and then we'll start it up on the 29th. There is one issue I should let you know about. We do have a crack in the zero depth pool.
Again.
Another one. If you've ever walked, you should walk over and look at it before water goes in it, because it does look like pants that you'd have patches all in it, where nothing matches on this floor. It's been patched so many times. It's being fixed Saturday, which is a good thing because it's early enough for us to let it sit for a little while and then put water in it. So,
Why is it cracking?
Well, I mean, it's from 2012 was one, so, but we've always had problems with it. If you recall, the very first year we had problems with it.
There was a problem with the drainage under it, or a pipe under it or something that.
Yeah,
caused issues.
the very first one we had is a contractor dropped a piece of glass for that play structure onto it and cracked it and didn't tell us. And then that's where it all started. But once you have one crack, they're all just like, I don't necessarily you could ever fix them because they're all connected to each other is what this is. But there again, in maybe 2 years from now, when we do another bond issue, we'll replace the surfacing on it. And
Yeah, that's what I was.
we may go with a different. I was at an aquatic center that was built in Avon last August that used almost like poured in place surfacing like we have on playgrounds on the bottom of a zero depth pool, and it worked beautifully. Plus, it was very soft on people's feet and
heads.
yeah, and everything else, right? So
So we're opening on the 18th and not on Memorial Day weekend?
we always open a week before.
Okay.
And I appreciate everybody else not opening the week before because we make all kinds of money in that 1 week because we're the only one open.
That's right.
So,
Kickapoo Open House, May 15th.
yeah, that's coming up too. So I wanted to put that on there just to remind you that we had Kickapoo registration in January, and I believe it was about 10 minutes it filled up with 150 kids. Courtney and Lauren and all kinds of people have been working on not only staffing and all that kind of stuff for the last few months, but to get it up and running. So we're about a month away from it getting ready to start. So
Cool. Tree Advisory Committee.
yeah, I put this on here because I want you to remember that they do their Arbor Day celebration demo of how to plant a tree and mulch a tree and those kind of things. And that's coming up on Saturday, the 27th. And it's at the amphitheater at 10 a.m.
At the amphitheater?
Oh, shoot. No, urban forest, you know,
Urban
you-
forest?
at least you knew what I meant. That's why you
did.
questioned it.
They're planting a new tree there?
Yeah, urban forest.
I know where it is.
But thank you for listening to me, I appreciate that.
Athletic and Rec Fund, financial reports.
Yeah, so I have the revenue side too, if you'd like to look at it. We're already ahead. This is the 18th of April, and we already beat last year's April number. So I anticipate we'll go over 100,000 in April. But there again, I mean, the highlights I would show you on this is if you look at other rentals, we're at 7760 for this month, which is 33,000 for the year. We only did 50,000 all last year. And we're already at 33 halfway through April. I still am going to credit that to people being able to reserve facilities online and not having to necessarily come in to the rec center to do that. So, and we've already made almost $90,000 at the amphitheater, so. And it's still early.
Cemetery.
Okay, so the first one, if you click on that one. That first one is a fund report for the city. So we have a couple of, maybe 3 of these lines that are relevant to us. I don't know if you're looking at, it should be, at the top of it, it should say fund report. It looks like that on the screen. There you go. So the 2204 is Parks and Recreation. That's us. That one is actually the tax-supported budget for parks. So that's what the money we get from the city. And when you're looking at a fund report, which is this one, this is actually the amount of cash that we have. Not necessarily how much we have to spend, but how much cash we have. They look really out of balance certain times of the year. Like this year, this right now is a good example. We brought in $16,000 in revenue and we spent $533,000. Really out of whack. But that's why, because we only get tax draws twice a year is why. Because that's tax supported. So that's where the property taxes go into parks there. So that's why it looks that way. The other one is 2 down from it. 2211 is athletic and recreation. That's the one where a lot of our stuff that we do goes into. It's brought in 301 and we've spent 190. So the total that we currently have in that fund is roughly 520,000. If you'll go to the second page, I lied, third page. There it is. Third page, 3/4 of the way down, you'll find 4443. That is the park impact fee fund. So that's when we collect park impact fees. That's where it goes into a separate fund all by itself, so it doesn't get commingled with anything else. And it currently has 108,716 in it. And those are the major ones we deal with. So. If you're just interested in the city's finances, every bit of it's on this report. So if you just like sewer, or, whatever you like, then it's on here. So. The next one would be the Parks Appropriation Report. You're on the wrong thing.
Wrong agenda.
Here, yeah, hit the other here. Not now, go back from that one. There you go. Yeah, there we go. This report is not cash, this is appropriation. So what that really means is this is our budget. And this report tells us where we are in our budget. And it'll show you, number-wise, but it'll also show you percentage-wise where we are. Some of those, like, for example, this tells me in the month of March, if you look to month to date, kind of, if you scroll across the top of those headings, you'll see an EXP MTD, which is expenses month to date. So we spent $95,000 in the month of March out of our parks budget. Next to it's year to date, so you can look at the whole year if you wanted to. And if you go all the way over to the right, you'll see that's really what's left. Well, what do we still have to spend for the year in the parks budget? And that would be those numbers. And then if you just like to look at them as a percentage, then that's what the percentages you see are. So as of March, if we're doing really good and tracking our budget, we should have 76.92% left. And we currently have 77.37% left. So that means we're pretty much right on track where we want to be.
Cool.
It's good.
The last one of those is the cemetery. So the cemetery has its own. And this is a report that would reflect just the cemetery. And it's in real good shape too. So.
Any comments or questions about the appropriation or fund reports?
Nope.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? I have a question. Have you been contacted at all by Franklin College or Ice Miller concerning
The development?
the development
No,
out there?
I have not.
Proposed development?
I've seen it, but no, I have not been contacted by them.
Okay. Just wondering.
Lauren, thank you for your service in the past few months to us, and good luck with, after your graduation, do you have a job lined up?
I do. I'll be working for Greenwood Park.
Oh. Ooh. Don't
I've been
don't
razzing her
reveal
two
our
times.
secrets.
No, she's going to go up there and like, man, it's so much better in Franklin.
Congratulations.
That should be great. No, is that comes up on the planning commission? Is it already? It already has once, hasn't it? Yeah.
It's come up twice. The
Yeah.
second time they asked for a continuance.
Ah,
Yeah, they don't meet again until May 21st or something.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I originally saw it. I'm pretty sure I got it to rock pretty quick.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think they tried to speed it by pretty quickly and found out they couldn't.
that's probably a good thing. So.
Okay, if there's no other comments or questions, I move we adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. See you all next month.
See you in the month of May.